Evening, everybody. Pastor Aaron here. Recording a little late today because I had an early morning, but I'm glad to continue in my commitment to talk through this Lenten season with you. Today I'm going to talk to you for a moment about the idea that encouragement goes a long way. And we find our text is 1 Thessalonians 5, verse 11. And it says simply this: so encourage each other and build each other up. Someone once said to me, you are what you accept. That statement, it gets me thinking about all of the various things that I have thought about myself over the years. What we accept, I think it's a very sensory experience, often based upon, what? Sight, speech, and hearing. I think there are two big reasons why you are what you accept. Number one, you've heard it spoken over you, but number two, you may have spoken it over yourself too. These words have infiltrated your brain and reached your heart. These words have affected your belief and your actions. I'm sure you know that words have power. But we have the power to use words to reshape momentum. Someone out there needs to believe differently about themselves. And you and me, we have the power to change that. In 1967, the Beatles released a song, All You Need Is Love. In 2025, I think we need a new battle cry for a generation. And might I suggest the title would be Lift Them Up? Because a little encouragement, it goes a long way. As a pastor, I find my role most challenging when a person's home has been toxic and harmful, particularly when they were children. Now, I've grown to understand that the human brain doesn't really develop until the early 20s, and by that I mean fully develop. So children are often ill-equipped to filter out the negative messages that are spoken over them. So they absorb what is said, and they incorporate those words into their identities. Now, in my experience, if you fail to speak worth to children, they're going to seek that worth somewhere else, and they're going to often engage in very reckless behavior in order to obtain it. They're going to get a cheap substitute for the worth that God intended you to pour into them, and what they are receiving, make no mistake about it, it is not love or value, but manipulation and hurt. And because of the lack, and because of the experiences seeking out that value and worth, they're going to spend their lives with their emotional and spiritual selves bleeding over everything they touch, including their own families. The pain they experience becomes the pain they inflict. And oftentimes because no one took the time to give them value and worth. And it's not based on what they accomplished. It's based on they are human and you are loving them by being encouraging. This Lent, we have created a void in our lives, and we've asked God to take that offering and fill it with something of Himself. Can I ask you today, could God be prompting you this Lent to reject a critical tongue? And what if what you received allowed you to break the cycle that you had experienced? I want you to take my final words as encouragement. You are beautifully and wonderfully made by a God who said that you are valued and loved, and He proved it by giving Jesus for you and for me. This God does not see you for your past, your flaws, your sins, and your mistakes, but for your future, your growth of relationship, and the impact that you can have in this world. He believes that you are able, with Him by your side, you can do great things. Now, I want you to imagine you're looking at a mirror. I want you to imagine that reflection. And instead of looking at them and picking it apart, saying all the things that you are not, I want you to speak love and value over what you see. And after you do that, I want you to go find another person and do it all over again with them, because you just might change the trajectory of their lives. God bless you.